Hello there, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is Chillboy Games. Today, we're going to be learning how to dock with another craft in orbit. This is going to be just for docking craft. This is just going to be for low curb in orbit, but yeah, this is just for low curb in orbit. Add some. This time you want to add radial parachutes. This is because, oh, see, coupling. We need a docking port. The type of size we need right now is Apatron Junior. There's different kinds. This is basically equivalent to 1.25 meter. This is equivalent to 0.65, 25, pretty sure. And this is equivalent to 2.5. So just a small heads up on what type size your craft is. Just go ahead and do the rest of the rocket. However, there is one other thing I want to mention. When you are, when you need to dock, you have to have something called RCS. I'm not sure what it stands for, but I think it means remote controlled surface? I don't know. Remote controlled something, but it helps control your craft, so you can move up, down, left, right, and roll side to side. You want to place them in, and if you look down right here at the center of mass overlay, just go ahead and click it, and you'll see a small, quite big circle here. This is showing you where your center of mass is. And when you want to place your thrusters, you want to place them here and make sure you have four-way symmetry. If you can't place them in four-way symmetry because you have something over here on the sides, then what you want to do is you want to go to two-way symmetry, place it, right-click it, and go to orthogonal 5-horn. But since we're just making it simple and we don't have anything on the sides here, we can go four-way. These thrusters are a little overkill. Let's grab the smaller variant. And I don't really like the way these look on the craft anyway. Let's just go ahead and continue with the rest of the rocket. Just a small rocket, doesn't have to be anything fancy. Okay, four-way symmetry. Attach some hammers. Grab the orange stripe. Move it down. Place a nose cone. Yeah, looks about ready. I'm gonna add oh, and if you're wondering how I'm zooming in and out and scrolling, you use your mouse wheel to scroll up and down, and then if you hold shift while you're scrolling, you can zoom in and zoom out. So that's how I'm able to zoom in, zoom out, move up, move down, and stuff like that. But it's about ready. I'm just gonna add on a small antenna. Going to shift it in a little. I don't like how it looks when it's all jutting out the side. I like to clip it in just a little bit. Just a bit. This looks quite good. Let's go ahead and launch it. So, one thing to note while you're launching your craft, you want to make sure that. So, here's our space habitat we're going to dock with. When you go up and look at it from above, you want to make sure that this is about 150 meters up, 150,000. You don't want to make sure that roughly if you go up and here to the side from your craft, the top view, you want to make sure your target craft is about 45 degrees. It looks like I've missed my opportunity here, so I'm going to time warp here. Okay, coming in close. Here. What I like to do is I like to draw out a line 45 degrees and have my cursor along the 45-degree line, kind of in between where Kerbin and target orbit is. And when the two crafts are straight across from each other in a line, that's what I'll look for. And when they do that, that's when I'll start my rocket. About now seems to be good. So let's go ahead and launch. And if you're not familiar how to get to orbit, I have a video I can show you how to get to orbit. I mean, if you're looking at this video, ooh, how to dock, I would imagine you already know how to get to orbit. Going a little fast here. But why are we churning? I do want to know why. Oh! Bit of a fireworks show. I'm sure it'll be fine. We are very slow on our orbital burn, but partially due to the solid rocket motors. There's that pesky craft. So, oh, it's just up ahead. Another thing, you want to make sure that you're a little bit in front and a little bit below your craft. So let's aim for about 130 kilometers up. Another thing you might notice is this craft is actually on an inclination. I'll teach you how we solve that issue. Let's go ahead and turn a bit more. Should be able to, can't see. Let an aim for about 130 or about anywhere between 30 and 20 kilometers below your craft. About, yeah, around there. That'll work. I should have gone for 120 maybe. And when you're in orbit, you want your craft to be a slight slightly a bit in front of you. So that way when you burn, you will, or no, you want your craft to be slightly behind you. So this isn't, well, hmm. Can see the craft from right here. It's only 69 kilometers away. Just go ahead and wait until we are at our apoapsis and just burn. Our stage appears to be running out of fuel. Okay, looking. Oh boy. That is not the button I want to be pressing. Not at all. Oh, this craft's a little crazy. I don't like it. Probably should have picked a better one. But we're in orbit. And if we right click our target, oops, double click it, we can set it as target. Now, have, target. Ooh. Anyway, set as target. If you notice here, we can see something called DN, descending node, or AN, ascending node. If you see here, we can click on it on our orbit. We can go ahead and add a maneuver. We'll just go up until our orbital inclination matches the other craft. Oops. Can put down a bit. No. Why does that keep deselecting its target? Just go ahead and until they start to freak out a little bit. They're at 0, so it's completely fine. So we can just point in the direction of maneuver. Take about 6 seconds. When you're using the maneuver node, if the burn time takes 6 seconds, then you want to divide it by 2, which is 3 seconds. So when this says node in T minus 3 seconds, that's when you want to burn. But that's just for a 6-second burn. And then go ahead and when you're there, just go ahead and do the burn. And stop when this reaches 0 or very near 0. Oh, yeah, yes. It's not. Oh, it is perfect actually. However, my periapsis is looking a little low, so I will raise it. It's by a little bit. Too much. That looks about right. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So if you notice, we are a tiny bit behind our craft, and so what we want to do is we want to time warp until we're about, or let me see, I haven't checked this out. If I can, I don't know. Yeah, just make a small maneuver node. Want to prograde a little bit until our orbit matches craft's orbit, or goes to the height, and you want to churn it around and figure out when's the best time to do a burn. You can see it resets exactly where your craft is. Maybe you want to add an orbit to your maneuver node. We can see that it just starts to get a little out of hand. So right here, It's about pretty good for our closest approach. Kind of good. Well, I don't know. Our craft is behind, so I guess we can time warp until our craft is headed. Well, it's ahead now. Hmm. Yeah, this isn't working out. I guess we'll just time warp until our craft is behind the craft again. This may take a bit of time, but I'm sure it's alright. Oh, and just to note that when you're doing this, you want to make sure that if you want to go faster, then you want to be closer to the body that you're orbiting. But if you want to go slower, then you want to be farther out. It looks like we're starting to catch up to our target. Distance is starting to close, and I'll make a maneuver node and see what we got. Burn a bit. Oh. Let's add a orbit. Ooh! And that is very close. Very, very close. Right click that so I can see what we got going on here. Okay, 6.9 separation. 6.8, 6.0. Okay, so about here is the closest we can get. But we can add a bit more. However, that's not going to do very much. Increase. Okay. This looks relatively close. Let's move it around. It's pretty close right there. Okay. No. Oh, yes, we can. Move it a little closer. Forward a bit more. Whoa. Okay, maybe pushed our luck a little too far because now it's looking pretty. Oh, here we go. It's like the closest we'll get, so we can just go ahead. And if you can't remember how many orbits you set this for, you can just go ahead and click the time warp button right over here. And then, yeah. And time warp you just in front of your burn. I mean 0.6 seconds, so this is going to be a very short burn. I'm just going to click shift. Oh, here's pretty good. Oh, that's fine. Okay, 4.1 kilometers. Not too bad. Let's make another course correction. See if we can get it just a little bit closer. A little closer. Backwards? No. Forwards? Forwards. Ooh. It can get a little closer. Now it's going farther. You just kind of want to play around with the maneuver nodes until you're happy with what you get. Try and aim for a little bit less than a kilometer. But if you're a little not knowing and you want to make sure you don't crash into the craft, Can go ahead and aim for like about a kilometer away. This looks fairly close, but I can do. Nope, no. Okay, a little closer. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now what I'll do is I'll use the time warp button. See, we're starting to get pretty close here now. Okay, get a little closer. We have a very small burn coming. Just gonna click the shift button just once. This seems to be doing the trick. Alright. 1.6 separation. You can see that our target velocity is set to target, and if we click it, we can change target, orbit, surface. Target only shows up if you have a selected target. We can go ahead and time warp to about here. And what you want to do is you want to face retrograde, and this is compared to your target, so don't worry. Gonna cancel out your relative velocity to your target. Kind of just barely see target. Oh, I should probably extend the solar panels. Forgot about that. Oops. Transmit data. I don't need to transmit data, but oh. I just want to extend the antenna, please. Thank you. Oh no, we missed the deadline. I'm just going to wait until this says 0. Also helps to make your thrust limiter go down a bit. Alright, and then once it's relatively at 0, you just want to face towards your target and then burn for a little bit. If you're a little far away, you can keep burning till it says about 30 meters a second. Just go ahead and time warp until you get pretty close. See, we're starting to get pretty close. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn in the opposite direction. Oh. A little bit off. Oh, oops. Retrograde, please. Burn this way a little bit. Okay. Most of the time, you don't... If your docking port is just on top of your crew capsule, then you don't need to select your docking port and press control from here. I mean, that's really helpful, but that's really just if your docking port is like on the side of the crafter, so you don't absolutely need it. But we have the space tab here, and this you want to make sure you want to select the docking port on your target, and we're gonna set that specific part as our target. So what we're gonna do is going to first things first, go into docking mode, click that. Then we're going to do RCS. Craft might be angled a little bit, but Q and E rotate it. That's your yaw in row. W and S are up and down. That is your up and down. And then D and A are your left to right. And then shift is forward and control is backwards. So what we want to do here, make sure your monopropellant levels are good. Looking pretty good. Your monopropellant is supplied by your crew cabin here. Make sure to check that there is some there. And then what we're gonna do is going to slow down. We're just about here. And then we'll face target. Go ahead and thruster towards your target. Make sure your prograde marker ends up with the target marker on the nav ball, so you're moving directly to your target. Going in a little slow here, but I'm sure it's fine. And what we can do is, since we're a little bit of an angle, I'm going to push towards this way. I'm going to do that. To turn a little this way. And the way this is automatically churning is because we are set to lock onto our target. Just work. Go ahead and burn a little bit more. You can see we're getting pretty close, and the magnets pull the two crafts together. So what if I'm not happy with how my crafts look? Because these are not matched up with these. We can go ahead and turn off the RCS gestures. And we can select one of the docking ports and set our alignment angle, which can alter how the crafts are set. Just adjust that to our liking. Is the closest we can get it. I'm pretty happy with it. Another small thing to note is if you ever want to switch your crew from this craft to this craft, you can just right click it, go to transfer crew, and you can click the part that you want to transfer your Kerbal to. And that's about it for how to rendezvous and dock. Thanks for watching Chill Boy Games. Make sure to come back next time.